So companies have been complaining about not being able to find workers ever since COVID-19 happened. And a lot of these people and corporations and Republicans have been citing Joe Biden's $1,400 checks as if that will make you live the good life, which $1,400 check in California, where rent is like $1,300, you might be able to pay rent with that $1,400 check. So the fact is that that check alone will make people live the good life and make them think, oh wow, I won't go get a job. I'll just live off the government forever. No, it's crazy. It's nonsense. Um, Companies don't want to increase wages and they don't want to increase work conditions. They don't want to improve work conditions. So what do? Well, they're now charging you if you quit. And there's a Reuters article on it. Let's go ahead and get to it. So, more U.S. companies charging employees for job training if they quit. When a Washington state beauty salon charged Simran Ball $1,900 for training after she quit, she was shocked. I would be too. Not only was she licensed for her job, she didn't need instruction. She argued that the trainings she were provided specific to the shop were low quality. So, what does this mean? This means that dozens of people like her are also getting screwed by these companies and corporations. So now that we're going to go down here and look, nearly 10% of American workers surveyed in 2020 were covered by a training repayment agreement, said the Cornell Survey Research Institute. The practice, which critics call training repayment agreement provisions, or better known as traps, more accurately stated, because it is a trap, is drawing scrutiny from U.S. regulators and lawmakers. Now, I know there's going to be some people who look at this situation and they say, well, the worker agreed to it, so technically it's fair, and the worker shouldn't have agreed to it. They should have gotten the job somewhere else. First of all, these contracts written, are normally done by professionals who write in tiny words in the depths of any form of work contract on purpose, because they know that the average worker either A, won't be able to read all of that, or two, they won't be able to pick out the squirm words that these people put in. And even if they do read it, let's say you have someone who reads all of it, not everyone is in a position to turn down a job, because we are in a situation now where people are struggling. People are desperate to pay for medical supplies that they need, such as medication. People need to pay rent that is increasing. People need to be paying for groceries that are also increasing. Everything is costing more and more and more. So being able to turn down a job when you really need one is a luxury at this point. Not everybody is in the suburbs with $200,000 in their account where they can pick and choose jobs. Some people really need the money and they have to get what they can get. And employers knows this and they take full advantage of it. So let's continue on here, because there are some people in Congress who are trying to do something about it. On Capitol Hill, Senator Sherrod Brown is studying a legislative option with an eye towards introducing a bill next year to rein in the practice. At the state level, attorneys general like Minnesota's Keith Ellison are assessing how prevalent the practice is and could update guidance. Ellison told Reuters he would be inclined to oppose reimbursement demands for job-specific instructions, while it could be different if an employer wanted to reimburse for training for a certification, like a commercial driving license that is widely recognized as valuable. Which I also think that you, if somebody is working for you and they quit, um it shouldn't be a thing that happens. A company shouldn't be charging an employee for quitting a job to get maybe another job, or maybe they are moving. So it's just crazy that we are now in a situation where these corporations are now keeping people coerced into not quitting their jobs because they know that they don't want to do anything for these employees. And we go down here, we can look at it. Here is Jonathan Harris, who teaches at a law school in Los Angeles. They state employers are looking for ways to keep their workers from quitting without raising wages or improving working conditions. Excuse me, I'm kind of sick right now. But this is what I was talking about. They don't want to improve working conditions, and they don't want to make sure that their employees make more money because it affects their bottom lines and it makes their shareholders very angry. So what do they have to do? They have to be weaselly as hell and write these bullshit traps into contracts so that either people who are unexpecting or people who really don't have a choice because they are in financial hardship have to take these jobs. And if they do quit, they can go in the back end and loot their employees for more money. So it is just an insane situation that's really happening, and I really wanted to let everyone know what is going on because we've seen this time and time again with corporations clearly hating the working class. We saw this with Starbucks, with how hard they go all in to make sure that their workers don't unionize, and to some extent they still failed. We saw Amazon go all out on anti-union propaganda. We saw some of, I believe it was a financial institution that was banking on workers being in hardship because they realized if they were not in hardship, they would have more bargaining power, and they damn sure do not want that.